All right, everyone. So Monday Night Raw is over, and we're going to give our reaction to it, some of our thoughts. We're going to also have some help from the BleacherReport.com, key takeaway section here on their write up on it, so that we can remember each and every quote that was said. But this was a very good Raw, I thought. Especially, I thought it started strong. The ending was really good. Like the last few minutes, maybe that dragged a little bit, but we're going to get right into it. So it kicks off with the Seth Rollins, Logan Paul, and Gunther, right? So those are the three we see out there. Now, this is big because why I say it's big is that this is WWE setting up for a bunch of different opportunities for things they could do at WrestleMania. They want to make sure that they have in place story arcs in case they need to change something or in case they decide to go with it. So you have Logan Paul, could he potentially be facing Gunther for that championship? Seth Rollins, could he be potentially facing him for that championship? But we're going to read a few of these takeaways from the segment that Bleacher Report has here that says 2025 got off to a real bad start for me. That was Seth Rollins that said that. When I am the most focused version of myself, there is no one on the planet better than me. Roman Reigns, I'm especially tossing Roman Reigns out. He's just holding that title until I decide to go after it. That's what Rollins said to Gunther. Wouldn't it be poetic if I took the same title from Cody Rhodes that I helped him win last year? So think about that, right? He's now going after both of the champions, right? He's opening up a possibility to go after Gunther or to go after Cody Rhodes. Please challenge me and please square off with me at WrestleMania, Gunther implored Rollins. You will realize the only name synonymous with the World Heavyweight Championship is mine, Gunther. You command attention like this because you're great at wrestling. I command attention like this because I'm great at everything, Paul said to Rollins and Gunther. Now, also remember that Logan Paul, when he comes out, was getting so many boos. They were booing him the whole time. They were saying you suck. They were saying everything. That's a big deal because when WWE is trying to book a match and they're trying to get the crowd involved and they're trying to decide who should challenge for the championship, that's something that may actually end up being a factor because hey, if you want to have a good baby face, you should have a equally good bad guy. The War Raiders ended up beating the Judgment Day for the championship. That's the next segment here. We're not going to go through every segment, but this is a match that I thought deserved to, have a pretty big section. Or, it's not going to be that long in the video, but I thought this had to be pointed out. And the fans were loving this, and that's why I had to say it. I really, really think the fans love this. They were chanting, "This was awesome." So this was one of those moments where you're trying to get the War Raiders over, you're trying to get the Judgment Day over. So what do? You put them in this match, and there wasn't even necessarily that much. There wasn't a promo or anything like that. It was just the match, and people loved it. And this is exactly how, if you're trying to build out a tag team division, this is exactly how you do it. Then they move over to Rey Mysterio versus Xavier Woods. Mysterio beats Woods, and WWE is just continuing to build the storyline of everybody hates the Judgment Day. Woods' own family had New Day suck shirts on. The fans loved that. I think WWE has done a great job with this heel turn. Nobody really saw it coming at the time, and now we're getting it in full effect. Then we go to Bianca Belair and Naomi versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, with Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan winning. Now, why this really matters and the big takeaway from this right here is that, it was basically talked about. Michael Cole said on the broadcast that potentially whoever won this match, if Liv Morgan and Raquel did, they would get a shot, most likely, at a championship against Naomi and Bianca Belair. So they won, and we are going to have a report coming out tomorrow. I mean, we may have to end up deleting it now. We'll see. Maybe we just let it go out because this doesn't really change anything. But basically, we said, look, there's rumors that they're going to get a big singles push, right? There's rumors that this is what's going to happen. Or not a big singles push, a big tag team push. And that's exactly what we're seeing now, right? This was the beginning of that. So this could be big, right? Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez could become the new women's tag team champions moving forward, and maybe they want to move Naomi and Bianca Belair back into singles competition, but we'll have to see. Okay. Then we go to the Yeet Man himself, Jey Uso comes out, and the interesting thing about what Jey Uso says as he tells everybody he's going to the Royal Rumble is that he says, I can beat him. Now remember, this is 3-0 now that Gunther has over Jey Uso, but he says if I win the Rumble, I'm gonna face Gunther, and it's gonna be 3. You know, I could beat him. So Gunther was trying to say, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. He tweeted that out after the match. He's like, we're done with this. 3-0 me. Jey Uso still thinks he can't. So that's a potential for that match. Okay. At WrestleMania, right? Gunther versus Jey Uso. Now we move on to the next thing. You know, it's so Bayley, Rhea Ripley, Io Sky. They're talking about a bunch of stuff, you know, with the Royal Rumble. And one interesting part is that right off the bat, Rhea Ripley's asked about her match with Nia Jackson if she was injured, and she doesn't say she's injured, but she kind of talks about, yeah, I'm a little banged up, right? This is interesting because another video that's coming out tomorrow, there's reports that she suffered a slight injury, but you know, it could have been just the wind being knocked out of her. But the point is that it doesn't seem like a serious injury, but she kind of confirms that she may not be feeling 110% after that match. And so obviously and hopefully, you know, there's no big injury here, but just something to keep your eye on. And I thought that was pretty, you know, important. Then we have Paul Heyman comes out, and obviously the WWE 2K25 cover is unveiled. Drew McIntyre comes out. He sends another shot at Punk. McIntyre says, "I'm the daddy of the bloodline." He, you know, tells Paul Heyman to send a warning. Paul Heyman thinks he's talking about Roman Reigns. He's actually talking about CM Punk. So once again, just opening up a lot of different options going forward. We then get the Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre match, and this was really the main event, right? This was that last big match, and it ended with Cody Rhodes coming out, Kevin Owens coming out, and of course, Sami Zayn accidentally kicks Cody Rhodes in the face. So this was after last week. He accidentally kicked Seth Rollins in the face, and Seth Rollins had said earlier, he said, "Look, I can forgive this basically, but if it happens again, I'm gonna have to start thinking it's real." Now he didn't do it to Seth Rollins, but he did do it to Cody Rhodes. And then for the main event, you get CM Punk, you get Cody Rhodes doing a promo, and you know it was kind of a weird one to be completely honest. We'll read some of the top moments and takeaways here. So I know what the title can do to someone. I was champion for 434 historic days, and somewhere around 300 day mark, I was burned out. Punk said, "I don't have a lot of friends, but CM Punk, you're my friend, right? Because I'm your one true friend. I'm going to stab you in the front." Punk told the champion. "The dynamic has completely changed. Do you know why? Because I'm not chasing you. You are chasing me. And friend, I hope you win the Royal Rumble. I really do, because I want you to catch up." Rhodes said, "There's a graveyard full of careers who want me to catch up to them right up until I did." Punk responded, "I want to see the look in your face when you realize the best in the world isn't the best in the world anymore." Rhodes ended the promo. So that's once again, you know, showing that that could be a potential feud going forward. So overall, this was a pretty good Raw. I thought the end, like I said, was the promo was a little bit long at the end, but I think it picked up at the very, very end, like that last minute and a half. But there's a lot of stuff that they could do here. You know, there are a lot of different things that they're setting up. And I got to say, I was skeptical of, you know, Logan Paul at WrestleMania in one of those big matches. But after hearing the crowd, I thought, you know, I was like, wow, maybe there is something here because they really, really hated them. One other thing I'm looking at my notes now that I forgot to, to bring up is that Paul Heyman said this during his promo. I'm surprised I missed this, but this was in my own personal notes. Said Roman coming back for his championship. Now that's interesting because that means that there still is a potential. I don't know how likely, but there still is a potential for Roman Reigns to face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania again, you know, because that's his championship, right? So I don't know if that's going to actually happen, but I thought this was interesting. So that's our reaction to it. You know, I thought overall it was a really good show. I thought they are beginning this road to WrestleMania, which is the key. And we talked about this in some of the videos we've done in the past, some that are going to be coming out tomorrow. I want to start seeing this from WWE, you know, obviously, because right now we're kind of in flux. Nobody really knows where anything is going. You know, we last year we had a really a clear view of where things were heading. This year, not so much. There's a lot that can happen, which is exciting and also worrying because it's like, well, we don't know what's going to happen. We're hoping it's good. You got to trust in WWE to deliver that, but they really started a lot in this Raw. You know, this Raw is really setting up for a lot to happen after Royal Rumble, so I cannot wait. So thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time.